Hi, my name's Corey with Crispi. Today I want to talk to you guys about maintaining your leather boots. A couple reasons to maintain your leather boots. You don't want them drying out, you don't want them cracking. You also don't want them taking water on. Everybody's gotten back to camp with soaked leather boots before. It's hard to get them to dry out. So if we properly maintain them, and it's gonna help that leather not take water in. People always ask us how often we need to maintain them. It's a really tricky question. It really depends on what type of environment that you're in, how often it's raining, how often you're walking through wet brush. The things I look for to know I need to recondition my boots is A, if that leather starts to look dried out, you're definitely gonna wanna put another coat on, or if the leather starts to take on water. So if you're hiking through wet grass with a new pair of boots, that leather's naturally gonna shed that water. When you start seeing that leather taking on water, it's definitely a sign that they're ready to be reconditioned. Okay, so once we've decided to maintain the boots, we need to figure out what products to use for them. So we sell the Crispi Cream. It's the absolute best thing for our boots. We source this from the same place that Crispi Italy sources the leather. They've put the man hours to know what solution works best for their leather. So we always recommend using ours. Never use something that's based on animal fats, petroleum. There's a lot of like heavy LPs or stuff with silicone in them that'll actually damage the boot. Once we seal that boot off and we can't get any more of the oils we need in there, that leather can look like it doesn't need conditioned. It can still be waterproof, but it's gonna prevent us from being able to get the oils that the leather needs, and it's gonna start to crack. If you use the wrong product, there are times where we can't warranty the boot just because it hasn't been conditioned properly. All right, let's get started. So first things first, we're gonna take the laces out of a boot. You need to clean your boots as often as possible. The dirt and everything will suck all that moisture out of the boots. So anytime after a hunt's over, I'll typically do the same cleaning process. I'll pull the laces out of the boot, and then I'll just use water and a soft brush. Just take that warm water, scrub it, get all the dirt, get all the debris off of it, and then we're gonna let that boot dry. If you want to, put it on a boot dryer. Never dry your boots out on a direct heat source. Don't leave them out in the sun. Don't put them next to a fire or a stove, and don't even leave them in your hot car. We see a lot of issues with some of our leather from it being hot outside. Those cars heat up. You don't ever want to leave your boot in there because it can damage the leather and damage the Gore-Tex. Once they're dry, all we're going to do is we're going to take and apply just a real light coat of the cream onto the boot. So you can take your hands or this applicator, and you're just going to put a real small coat. It doesn't need to be real thick. That's probably a little much actually to start, but I can use that and rub it in. And you don't want to miss any of the nooks and crannies, and that's one of the reasons that we pull the laces out. You really need to be able to get into all the leather because most of the leather needs to be treated. Now, if you get any excess on there, you can take a paper towel or a dry rag, and you can wipe that off. I try to go real light, and you'll want to make sure you rub it in. If you have excess cream on your boot, it's going to attract more dirt and grime on there, which is not what you want. So make sure you get all the excess off the boot. All right, now that your boot is conditioned, you're ready to go get out and hunt. Once we see that water getting soaked up by the leather, rinse and repeat, do the whole process over again. Thanks, guys.